and a lot of my we have been spending a lot of time really brainstorming how you can grow your business. But what we have to do as leaders is we have to teach you how you grow your business, what it looks like to show up for your business, what it looks like to send out samples, what it looks like to do follow ups, all of those things. You can do little parts of your business, but if you have a huge why and you want this to be your year to explode, then you are going to start seeing a lot of your leaders doing Wednesday huddles, teaching you new skills, trying to set you up for success. So, I want to start off by telling you guys what it looks like to work your business every single day. So I am almost at exactly 2 years. New Year's Eve is my 2 years. And if you were on the team page with me a couple weeks ago, I kind of shared my story of why I started and why my why has gotten so much bigger. So as I've been in this business, my kids have also gotten older. And what I found as my kids got older is they're getting close to that college age, and they're getting close to that age where they have to have cars and things like that. So I know that for this business to keep growing, that I have to do bigger things. And so I want to show you guys what I do every single day. And you guys are going to get some trainings on some other things that are going to go with this throughout the month of January. So, what does it mean to show up as a leader? And what does it mean to show up working your business? So these are the things, if you have a notepad and you do not know what these mean, please write them down. So every single day, I choose one meeting to get on. We have the 6 a.m. meeting, the 7 a.m. meeting, and the 6 p.m. meeting. So that is the first thing that is always on my list. And during those meetings, you have to work. You can't just be like, yes, you can tune in and listen, but if you really want to be showing up for your business, you're sitting at your computer or you're sitting in a quiet space and you're intentionally working for a solid hour. And that hour of work is going to go so much further than you scrolling on your Facebook for 5-minute little increments. During that hour is your time to nail down your IPAs. And if you're like, what are my IPAs? Those are your income producing activities. So that is adding followers. If you do not grow your audience, you lose your market. So every single day on Instagram and on Facebook, you need to be adding people to your audience. On Instagram, I do about 30 to 40 people a day. On Facebook, I do 5 to 10. And every single day I'm adding to my audience, because if you've been in this business for several years, like a lot of the leaders have, your audience would be completely cold. They would have already bought from you and love the products. And you have to take it to that next level by growing your audience so you can keep sharing these products with other people. That is my number one tip, is do not skip that step in your IPAs. Also, you need to make sure that you are posting several times a day, or find a posting schedule that works for you. But you should have a minimum of one post up every single day. And your post needs to be intentional. So I'm going to say, if you just post a picture of your kids, that doesn't count as a post. What counts as a post is an intentional post. So you want your feed to be like a magazine. I use this analogy all the time. You want your profile picture to be clear. You want people to be like, I am invited into this magazine. Like, I want to open this magazine. If your profile picture is blurry, or you're not smiling, or you're not excited, your audience isn't going to be excited to follow along. So profile picture is huge. Also, when they go on to your scroll, you're going to be opening up that magazine. And what they should see is not just product pictures. You want to really stay away from just posting products. You need to take them on a journey. If your journey is energy, or if your journey is weight loss, or if your journey is a financial piece, whatever your journey is, you have to take people through this magazine with you. And what I like to do, and I do this a little different than some of the other leaders, is I do 3 posts a day. My 3 posts, one is just family, lifestyle, nothing that has to do with the business. My next post will be something interactive. They have to answer a question for me. They have to interact. There has to be some kind of interaction. And then my third post is going to hit one of those pillars. It's going to be geared towards a health post. It's going to be about the business, about the getaways, about the auto bonus, about the community. It's going to hit one of those 5. So that is the next part that always gets done. Then you need to be in your stories, and being in your stories is intentionally talking in your stories. If you want to go see people's stories, like go check out one of the leaders. They always are in their stories talking, and they're not just talking about random things. I was watching Shelby's story. I don't know if it's still going right now, but she had a story yesterday where she was intentionally sharing about the business and the goals that she had for the new year. It was a great way to know directly she was talking business, and her post had some business in it, and people would know, like, hey, I wonder what she's going to talk about in her story. They aligned with each other. Also, make sure your 3 steps are in your story every single day. Like if you're detoxing, okay, maybe you don't have your 3 steps, but you're taking people on the detox journey. Another thing that you can do is if you use like the skincare, or you take balance before bed, or use biotic, or use recharge, or whatever it is, take people through your nighttime journey too. You have to make sure that you're taking them through your whole day, and don't just throw products and unfold. Let people get to know you. So if you follow me, I have crazy kids. They're loud. I'm shocked that you don't hear them right now. They're actually being good downstairs. But a lot of times, Tennessee's like up on the counter, down on the counter. He's over here. He's cooking. He's making a shake. Brooklyn's screaming in the background. Houston's asking me 5 million questions. Like my audience knows, like they're going to get a real mom who has 5 million things going at all times. Also, the biggest piece is behind the scenes. This is something that your audience never sees. And this goes to interaction. You have to be interacting and building relationships. We do not cold message ever. But what we do is we build intentional relationships. And some of the leaders are going to be doing a training here, hopefully sooner than later, because this is an amazing tool and it's called Teamsy. And I'm not going to talk about it tonight, but we are going to be sharing this with you. And it is a way for you to work on interactions. If you can raise your hand right now and say, I suck at interactions, I suck at building relationships, this tool is going to take you to the next level. And I know Shelby can attest to this. She actually hates talking to people. Like literally, she lived with me for 10 years. She talked to me and my daughter and my son, and she hates talking to people. And yesterday she came over and she's like, you're not going to believe it. Actually, we talked on the phone this morning. She goes, I had communication going. I was like hours talking to all these people. And I don't think she's ever told me that in 2 years because she hates talking to people. Is that right?
Yeah. I'm a person who, if you're like not my immediate circle, I don't care what's going on in your life. So building a business off of relationships is very challenging for me. And this is the first time I think I've ever just had a genuine conversation. And I talked to a lady about moving to Florida for 2.5 hours yesterday. And like, I don't think I've ever talked to somebody that long besides Cassandra. So it's been a game changer for me.
But they are going to share about this in the near future. But this is kind of what your day-to-day looks like of building a business. It's not like, hey, I can just cram in 3 minutes really quick. The more intentional you are with this business, the more intentionally it's going to grow. If you batch post, you already know what you're going to post, or if you already have content photos done. I know, like it looks like I'm ready right now. Well, guess what? I got ready for this meeting so I could take some pictures afterwards. I have my pajamas on still. I have slippers on. Like I'm only ready from the part you can see because I wanted to take some pictures in my office. You be intentional with what you're doing. I know that when I am prepared, I have everything laid out. My business is flawless. Everything runs exactly how it should. But when I'm half-assing things, I'm like trying to throw too many things together, things don't run. And just know, people are always watching, regardless if you get likes on your posts, interactions, whatever, people are always watching. And those are the people that will eventually come to you. And it could be a year later, it could be 9 months later. And they're like, oh my gosh, I've been watching you forever. Like, I'm finally ready to try these products. And you're like, wait, who are you? Where did you even see me? Because they are silent watchers. So the thing that I tell myself every single day is like, yes, you're showing up for yourself, but you're also showing up for that person who wants to start a business. You're showing up for maybe that mom that's working 2 jobs and wants to be home with their kids, or you're showing up for that teacher who is worried about her student loans, who they've been paying for a million years and they need an extra income, or you're showing up for that dad who just wishes that he could go to soccer games. Like, you are showing up because you are truly helping other people start this business, and you're helping your customers transform their lives. My favorite thing about this business is getting those messages from customers that say, oh my gosh, I just lost this much weight, or oh my gosh, my energy is over the top. People at work have been noticing, or my kids said I'm not a grouchy mom anymore. Those are my messages I love opening up, because I know that these products made an impact for them. So those are just like our basic, what we do to run our business. Now, what I want to go
Hunter,
to.
can I pause you and can I share something you used to do in the beginning and I want to start doing again?
Yeah.
So Cassandra has always been a paper pencil type of person. No matter what, like, she has 5 million notebooks. She is that kind of person. In the beginning, she used to do like a monthly spread, and she would do what goals she was going for at the very top of it, then put team, and she put like what rank all of her team members were, and then made like numbers of how many promoters she wanted to enroll that month. So maybe it was only 2 promoters. She'd have 2 spots, and then they'd be blank, ready for names. And she did the same with customers. So if she wanted like 4 new customers this month, she put 1, 2, 3, 4 down her paper until they were filled. And it helped keep, like, when we both were doing it, and I watched her, like, that's how she grew her business so fast and so quickly and efficiently, was she was organized and on top of it and knew what her goal was and knew what she was trying to get every single month. So that's something I'm going to implement. If you are struggling with knowing where to go and how to build your business, you can put IPAs on that too. So maybe like you're not posting, like you can put, like, for me, I'm literally doing it now, 40K. And then down here, I'd say IPAs, post twice a day, like something like that. And you can check it off when you do it every single day. That's all I want to share.
And I think that is really important, because yes, we can organize everything on our phones and like keep everything like, like, oh yay, we have these checklists. But if you're a visual person, like, write it down and check it off. And that is huge, because if you put a blank spot on a piece of paper, just think you are changing that person's life. And it's, for right now, it's just that blank spot, but eventually it's going to be a name. And so that is, I kind of forgot I did that. I do actually still do that in my planner, but that is just a great, easy tool that, like, I just forget about because I'm just so used to doing it all the time. The next thing, though, that I do want to talk about, and a lot of us leaders have been noticing this, is you guys are so amazing at doing samples. Amazing. Like, I can't even believe how many samples you send out. But one thing that I want to teach you guys now is, what do you do once you send out all those samples? So all of those samples that you're sending out should eventually turn to customers. And how they turn to customers is by closing. And closing is the hardest thing for people to do. Closing can be an uncomfortable conversation. It can be a conversation where you have to go back 5, 6 times. I'm going to give you an example of some samples. I'll tell you how I send them, why I send them, when I send them. So I will do giveaways beginning of the month, end of the month. The reason that I do that is, with samples, you want to get product in people's hand either at the beginning of the month, because they have, several weeks to try it and think about it and say no, then come back to you and say maybe, and then come back to you again and say they just had a flat tire, and then come back to you again. And it gives them all month to make their decision. And if you send them at the end of the month, then you have that whole next month. So just remember, when you are doing samples, you have to follow up. follow up is the name of the game. You don't follow up, you're not going to get a sale. I can tell you last month, I didn't follow up with any of my samples, probably sent out 10 samples, didn't have any sales off of those. The month before, I had 9 sales off of samples. So following up is so key. One thing that I do is when I mail my samples, if they come from my home, I send like a little card that says how to use their product with some kind of coupon and something they have to do. So let's say they want to snag $25 off. They have to text me hello or fall morning, whatever it is for that time of the year. And I will then put $25 in their account when they are ready to order. And then the next thing with samples are, remember, samples are like that first baby step of trying the product. Some people are going to have an amazing experience and they're going to be like, I want to order. Some people didn't use their sample right. Some people maybe didn't spread out the timing and they felt kind of jittery or gross. Like, you have to customize these samples to your people and you have to teach them how to use them correctly. Give them an idea of how to make a shape. Tell them they have to move their patch. Check in with them after their first day. Check in with them after their second day. Check in with them after their third day. Not just like, how's it going? Ask intentional questions. Hey, did you notice the extra energy you're having? Oh my gosh, is your mood in check? Like, ask them questions based on the products. We know what the products are doing, and sometimes people have to wrap their mind around them. I had a lady who ordered a 3-step from me, and this is a prime example. She said, I said, hey, I just want to check in with you. You know, you're almost time for your auto ship. I just want to make sure nothing needs to be customized or we need to do anything different. And she goes, I have to tell you something. She goes, I purposely stopped using my products for 3 days because I thought I was like tricking my brain into think they were working. And then I felt like crap. And so then I started them again and it was like instant. I had the energy. I wasn't eating as much. And people are so quick to just think it's a mind game. So make sure you are checking in. Then when it comes to the actual closing, when you've already checked in with the person, you've gone back and checked in with them, you followed up a month later, 2 months later, go ahead. Oh, hi. 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 You have to leave my meeting.
Sorry.
Okay. See, this is called mom life.
Let's go fly. Come on.
Okay, last one. I'm almost done. Okay, can you shut that door? Oh. See, this is just like my life, 24/7. But anyway, when you finally have a closing with somebody, what I typically do is I offer them something. I offer them free shipping. I offer to send them a free product I have on hand. I offer them some kind of special. And they're either going to grab that special or they're going to pass on it. And if they pass on it, guess what? You're going to follow up with them a little later. And if they still pass, you're going to keep following up with them because eventually they're like, thank you so much for having good customer service because I really do want to use these products. It just wasn't the right time. And now is the right time. But if you just sent that sample out and you're like, bye, guess what? They're like, bye, thanks for the free product or thanks for the $15 product. So samples are not just mailing them out. It is all about the follow-up. The next thing that I want to move into, and I know I'm kind of running through these really quick, but I know you guys are busy like I am, is I was having a really good discussion with some of my leaders about the Ultimate Thriver. So the Ultimate Thriver is going to have registration coming up in a few days. And my biggest piece of advice to you is do the Ultimate Thriver. If you are not doing the Ultimate Thriver, your audience is not going to be invested in it. And your audience does not have to be invested in it this round because the Ultimate Thriver typically comes out 3 times a year. So let's say you sign up for the Ultimate Thriver and you are doing whatever kind of workout you want. You're walking, you're running, you're at the gym, whatever you want to do, you're using the products intentionally. The next time Ultimate Thriver comes out, they're going to be like, oh my gosh, I totally saw Hannah doing the Ultimate Thriver, a few months ago. Did you see that? Did you see those results she had? And we want to be a product of the product. It's really hard to sell something if you're not a product of the product and actually using the product how it's supposed to be used. And we want to make sure, that we're healthy and that we feel good and we have great energy and all of those things. So I challenge you to do the ultimate thriver and show up to your audience and really, get your audience excited about it. So that's just a little bit on the ultimate thriver. Also, remember Palooza is coming in April, and that is a really exciting event. If you are thinking about going to that, I know Shelby and I already rented a room. We'll have a couple spots open in our room. It is so amazing for your business. I know we had several leaders that went last year, and they can tell you it is more exciting than a lot of different things, but it will fill your cup of tea. So if you are thinking like, gosh, I don't know if I want to go, or I don't know anybody, just drop it in the chat. Hey, I'm thinking about going to Thrive Palooza. Like, hey, I want to get connected with somebody. That is like the best thing you can do. And plus you'll meet new people. So now for what you guys probably all sat on the meeting for the last 20 minutes or however long it's been is, so I don't know if you guys know this, but with the getaways, this is how a getaway works. You work really hard, you bust your butt, you earn a getaway. And so Danny and I earned getaways on both of our accounts, and it is in Punta Cana. And we went back and forth. We thought about inviting his brother and sister, and we decided today that we are actually going to invite 2 people from the team. And so I have a competition, and I'm going to be dropping it in the team page. I'm super excited that 2 people will be joining us in Punta Cana. It is in February. And these getaways are all inclusive, like all the food is paid for, all your drinks are paid for, your hotel's paid for. It's at a beautiful resort. It's the Hard Rock Cafe in the Dominican Republic. And we are super excited. So what the competition is you need to, number 1, have a passport, because we aren't that far away. You will be responsible for your airfare. Everything else is taken care of. Transportation's taken care of, hotel, food, alcohol, all of those kind of things, drinks, whatever you want. There's events that you go to with Lavelle, all sorts of fun things. They are amazing. So 2 spots will be up for grabs. And these are the qualifications. It is going to be the first person with $750 in new enrollments. This can be promoter accounts, customers, whatever you want. And they get to choose the person in their downline that they're bringing. So I want the person who wins this to get to go with somebody they want to spend time with. And this is such an opportunity for your business. Like just letting your audience see what Lavelle has to offer, how they treat you. It is amazing. We have several leaders on here who have gone to different getaways. So I will drop everything in our team page, but it is going to be the first person who has a passport, who has done $750 in new orders. This can be, you can knock it out in one $800 promoter pack. It does not matter. And just know you are responsible for airfare, but you will get to join us in Punta Cana for 3 nights and 4 days. So that is our announcement. Danny and I are very excited to give back to you guys and let 2 people come with us. But let me know any questions that you guys have. Otherwise, happy holidays. Enjoy your time, but don't stop running, because 22 is just right around the corner and we want to end 2021 on a boom.